We love our superheroes, but on these CW shows, is it getting overcrowded? Guardian, Team Arrow, all the metas on Flash. Is less maybe more? We're gonna chat about it now on Super Chat. Hey everyone, I'm your host, Jess, and we have a lot to talk about this week, and I want to introduce you to my guests. We've got JC, who's been here before, but we got two new faces I want to introduce you to. So this is Manny Kona Kyoto. She's a cosplayer and a very good one at that. And JC. JC and Manny, tell us what you guys got going on with Sun and Moon Studios. There's a podcast I'm hearing about.
Yeah, we started up a podcast that we're going to begin filming in February, and it's basically going to showcase things having to do with entertainment, art, music, and fashion in the Carolina area.
Podforce 5, right?
Yes, Podforce 5 will be the name of it. Carolina's on Podforce 5, showing that we are North and South Carolina. We're trying to cover both of the states a little bit on those topics. So
the Carolinas.
That's correct.
Like the Panthers.
That's correct.
This is the Panthers of podcasts, everyone.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
At heart, it is.
Yeah. And we actually have a video. I want to show everybody a little promo reel that they have done for Podforce 5. Check it out. Pretty sweet, pretty sweet. So, Manny, what will you be doing with the podcast?
Actually, I own the studio, Manny Mac Studios, that we just opened last year out of Monroe, full production studio. We basically, me and JC linked up, trying to bring more Carolina filmmakers and productions within one kind of umbrella. And this will be the first one that we're doing within our studio, and we're kind of hoping it kind of opens the door up for a lot of filmmakers and other people in the Carolinas to come together, and costume makers, a lot of different types of people that just all under one facet that we could all work together and really try to build that Carolina bond that I think we need.
We do need it. After they stop the tax breaks, a lot of the filming has left and it needs to come back.
That's right.
But all the local people still doing it. Represent.
That's right.
That's working hard.
And Manny was instrumental in helping us get this film. That was our first movie. We got it released.
What's it called?
The Mindbender series. It's an anthology. If you like Tales from the Crypt, things like that, it's kind of along that vein.
Where can people find that?
We have a Square site set up, so you can buy it through the Squarespace that we've got set up as our marketplace.
Okay.
So that would be the best way. You can find us on Facebook and get the link through there.
Okay, so look for them. And then Kona Kyoto, I assume you're doing the cosplay portion of the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Tell us about your cosplay. You brought an example.
I did, yeah.
It's very cool. Yeah, cool. Show us.
So,
this is so cool.
So, this one, well, actually, I'll go to the props first, because I also do prop design and making.
Wow.
These daggers I did in December.
It looks very Krampus.
Yeah. It's from a video game called League of Legends.
Oh, wow.
And the character is called Katarina. And they have in the video game like different skins where you can like choose your own design. So I designed Sleigh Bell Katarina's swords or daggers. Some people say daggers. I think they're swords. So
that's
yeah. So I made these, and then it's actually pretty simple. Like this is all pink insulation foam that you use to insulate your house.
You carve it up.
Yeah, exactly. And then I ended up using a Christmas tree light and then kind of attaching that. And then I actually found, like, this is so embarrassing.
Is that those candy canes?
Yeah, it's the candy canes that they stuff candy in them. So I just kind of like attached those. Yeah.
That's upcycling. There you go. Very cool.
And then also this one in particular, this is a piece that I made from the video game called World of Warcraft. And basically this is the design of a blood elf in the Horde.
Wow,
so basically,
cool.
This is just the breast piece and the crotch piece. The little portions right here, like these guys, they light up. I can actually show you.
Is that the technical name, the crotch piece?
Yeah, I just call it a crotch piece. But like, you probably can't see because the lights.
They
light
I don't
green,
think it goes any better. Sounds any better.
Oh, that's so cool. They light up. So how long does it take you to make something like that?
Well, usually a prop will take me about 3 weeks. A full costume piece, depending on if it involves a lot of sewing or if this one, like this is considered armor.
Yeah.
It would take me about a month and a half.
Wow.
Usually.
That's a lot of work.
I have a really fast turnaround time though. So just because I like on my days off from work, I just binge all day.
Yeah.
And you know, just kind of like crazy seamstress in the window. Makes me think of like the scene from Batman where Catwoman is designing her costume and she's like going crazy. Yeah, that's me.
And I like all the iterations of like in Deadpool. They're like, and then the blood gets on it, so he has to make it red.
Exactly.
Very cool. That's very cool. Hopefully less blood in cosplay costume making, but it's very talented.
Thank you.
And man, we've got a lot of talented people with us today. And I want to give another shout out to Lance Osfrisser and all of the discussion groups for the CW shows. There's Flash, Legends, Supergirl, Arrow. The Flash page has over 47,000 members now. So go on that group, chat with your friends about the show. If you can't get enough of it here, then go there and chat with them more because they have memes, they've got everything.
It's a Facebook group?
It is a Facebook group, yeah. Everyone join it. It's very cool. And thanks to Lance for always promoting us. The 100 comes back tonight. Before we get into our superhero chat, season 4 of the 100, and I want to give you a clip from Derek James on WCCB News Rising. Got to talk to Roan and Raven this morning. They hinted at a romance, and they had this to say about how hopeful the season's going to be this year.
I want to ask Lindsay, although humanity is in the balance here with this new season, I've heard and I've read people say that there's a more hopeful feeling to this season overall. Can you explain why that is?
I think when there's talk of death, there's talk of an end of the world and the end of anything, really, I think it's just human to put a lot into perspective, a lot of how we live and how you want to live and how you want your legacy to be known and how you want your own personal life to end and live is put in perspective and make you think about yourself. So it's kind of like, you know, if you have 6 months to live, how would you spend them? And I think as humans, you know, we're meant to be connected in community, and it's kind of like, you know, I think sometimes in the most hopeless scenarios, that's when we find the most love.
Deep. They got deep.
Definitely.
That was a really fun interview. Go to WCCBcharlotte.com to check out the rest of it. Do you guys watch The 100 at all?
A little bit.
A little bit?
I haven't watched it yet.
It's a really good one. It's kind of like a sleeper hit where I think it caught on a little bit after it started airing.
This is the second season that it's
This
in
is
now?
the fourth.
Fourth season.
Yeah.
So
Yes. It's actually a really fun show. If you like Hunger Games, that kind of a thing.
Okay.
It's pretty cool, and the acting's great. It's run by mostly females, a lot of female leads, which is neat. CW is very good about doing that. Another new show that I'm representing with my outfit is Riverdale, and that is going to be back on for the second episode on Thursday at 9. But we're actually, if you missed the first two, you can watch them on WCCB Charlotte at Saturday 8 to 10. We're airing the first 2 episodes again. So if you missed it, go there, check it out, watch us. The question of the week this week for Super Chat. I'm going to start a question of the week. And I want to know, do you think there is overcrowding with the superheroes on these shows? There's so many now. The Guardian, we've got all the Team Arrow, you know, they're okay. Then we've got everybody turned into a metahuman on Flash. I did a poll on Twitter, and 37% of people actually said keep them all. So really the majority of people are like cool with it. But then I asked on Facebook, that was not the majority opinion. And a couple of people wrote in, one of our coworkers, Chase, who does morning directing, he agrees. He says there's too many superheroes on this show. He says leave the big ensembles to Legend. Chris out of Raleigh says absolutely not. He's got the dissenting opinion. He says it's a comic book show. Keep all the characters in. Ryan says that Supergirl needs to show more of Martian Manhunter and Megan instead of Mon-El and the Guardian, which is that's a cool take on that. And then Justin says there are a lot of metas, but it's interesting to start to see the metas that just want their powers to be gone, like Caitlyn. So what do you guys think?
I think it is a function of it being comic book shows.
Yeah.
You go to a comic book store and the shelves are littered with every different character type that you can think of. And if you're, you know, it's a television medium, but you have to pay homage to where it came from.
True.
And that's comic books, and that's tons of characters, all different types of superpowers and problems. And
that's a good point. So if you're,
it's all in how you tackle the story.
It's true. If you're thinking of it in terms of comic books, of course there's going to be a ton of heroes. But I don't know, like as a TV show, do you get a little confused or lost with so many of the heroes?
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like it can be just a little bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like a newcomer coming into it.
Yeah.
Like if you're having all these different characters thrown at you at once and they all have their different kind of like a lore or side plots and things of that nature. So I feel like it can get a little lost.
Yeah, and like this Guardian character, I think it's kind of a resounding opinion that he's maybe not necessary. And maybe if they had developed his desire, James Olsen's desire to be a super vigilante a little bit more, sure. I mean, in this episode this week on Supergirl, they kind of, revealed to Supergirl accidentally that he is now he is the Guardian. She figures out it's him. But do you think they should have built it up more?
Yeah, that's what I feel like. Maybe just a little bit more on the development side with the plot.
Yeah.
Just to kind of introduce the character a little bit more.
And I would say that's maybe my biggest complaint about the CW shows this weekend. Now, I love them, but I feel like they're going a little too quick with all the plot development.
Well, especially with Jimmy Olsen being the Guardian.
Yeah.
Guardian is, in the comics, is from Cadmus, and he has a background already, and it's not Jimmy Olsen. So if you're going to introduce a character like that, you kind of need to tell like a good deal about it. There almost needs to be a story arc on why he decided to do this. And,
and there was other than just like, one day, I just wanted to be a superhero while you're sitting at work. You know, and so they could have done something really cool, like who is the Guardian, and then we figure out it's James. And you know, I think they're not developing that character enough, and he's an important character. And I think they're not doing him justice. Not to rag on Supergirl, but I would really like to see more done there. I do say The Flash has done the best job of having so many metas, even though they all have powers. What do you think about Caitlin and her trying to get rid of her Killer Frost powers?
I think it's a given. Killer Frost is, you know, in the comics is one thing, but in the TV show, she's a tragic character already. Because of the stuff with losing her fiance. And so
she's handling all that very well, by the way.
I've got kind of a gripe with Flash about the whole relationships. Barry's the only one that gets to have any play, and they keep pooping on my man Cisco.
Poor Cisco. Poor Cisco.
Even this week, if y'all, you know, spoilers.
This is a spoiler
if you expect things to get better for Cisco this week, they don't.
They didn't.
They don't. They still leave my man hanging.
I know.
And it's the same thing with Caitlin. I feel bad for everybody else on the show. They don't get to have relationships. It's all Barry.
And then she's just like, that's fine. I'll do some sciencing. I mean, Vibe
at least
was cool.
Joe West is getting some.
At least he's having a little lady friend. And I was surprised she was back on the show this week. I was wondering last week where she was. I do like Vibe. I think he's necessary to the Flash. I think the Flash is doing a good job of it. I don't like Team Arrow. I think there's like a more of a majority opinion that Team Arrow's a little weak. I liked Felicity. I liked Diggle. I liked Roy. I liked Speedy. But I don't like his new team. I don't have any connection to them. Like if they went away, I don't care kind of thing. I do like Echo Kellum's character a little bit.
My opinion on the writing on Arrow is that it is starting to dangerously drift close to superhero Friends. Like an episode of Friends every time you're
Interesting.
That's what it feels like.
They're going to be just hanging out in Central Perk now.
You got it.
Drinking coffee.
Oh. Yeah. Well, I'm curious to see what they do after the season of Arrow because he's only been gone for 5 years. Is the plot of all the flashbacks? I'd be fine without the flashbacks. I'm telling you, I don't know what's going on in the flashbacks. But
somebody really likes Quentin Tarantino.
So they have the 5 years, but next year will be the 6th that has been renewed. So obviously something is going to be happening. I don't know what. But I'm excited to see where it goes because maybe that's a fresh start for them. So yeah, The Flash this week was actually refreshingly a much lighter show. It was a lot of funny moments. There wasn't any real severe drama. So how do you guys like Tom Felton's character so far, Julian?
Oh boy.
She seems to like him.
Well, I mean, I love Tom Felton regardless, so anything that he's doing, I'm like,
He could be the villain and you'd be like, yay, he's here to kill everyone. Well, he was the villain. But I like him as always kind of the curmudgeon, though.
He is good at being the snotty British guy, man.
He is, yes. Twerpy, I think somebody had once said. There were some really funny moments with not only his awkward social skills, but the vibe, gypsy little romance that they wanted to happen. And just, it was a lighter episode in general. Iris had that funny scene with Wally and Joe as Wally sped around Joe's office trying to find stuff. But man, it was really cute. I enjoyed, it was a good, lighthearted episode. I enjoyed it. I'm tired of all the darkness sometimes.
Wally is what they should be doing with Guardian on Super.
Okay, okay.
They've developed him properly.
They
did. As a new character, bringing him in, training him.
Yes. That's a great example. It's a great
That's what y'all need to do with Jimmy.
Because it took Wally like a while, and he had the desire, and he was acting out, and then he got the powers. Yeah, and that's why I think we accept Wally. I don't accept the Guardian. I don't know why he just all of a sudden was like, it'd be like if I was like, you know what, I think I want to be,
what's his suit?
I don't know.
His suit looks too much like Diggle.
Yeah.
On Arrow, it's the same suit.
It is the same suit. I do like the Guardians better, and I think they fixed Diggle's helmet, but Diggle's helmet's a little stupid. I'm not into it. And are you glad that HR gets to stay? Definitely. How do you like this iteration of Tom Cavanaugh's character?
From an entertainment standpoint, I like seeing an actor get to play that many roles.
Yes,
in one character. That's the cool thing for me is the actor himself gets to stretch his legs a lot with this character.
Yeah,
I'm glad he's staying around. Yeah, I like Tom Cavanaugh a lot.
Yeah.
So.
Do you guys have a favorite Wells character?
It's the bad guy.
The bad one.
I still like bad. I still like bad Wells.
Yeah, I'd probably say the same thing.
Theobald. Yeah, I think that is a really good one. I like this one because it's fun and silly and sumptuous day and all that jazz. But I think that that was my favorite too. And Tom Cavanaugh plays a very subtly creepy guy, and he's very good at that. But I'm glad that HR gets to stick around. But I'm curious if that means he's going to be this HR for a long time now.
I'm hoping they'll blend, like we may get to see some of the other.
Yes.
With all the time jumping around, you never can tell.
And all the different eras. I think so because there has been some pictures released that show Jesse Quick. So I don't know if like HR or Wells will come with her, but I think it's in some of the episodes where they go over to Gorilla Island or something. I'm not sure, but I've seen online just little snippets of Jesse Quick is coming back. And then, so are you excited about the musical crossover happening?
Interesting.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Interesting cast lineup. You know, all the people they've got behind the scenes making it happen and whatnot. So it's an interesting group they've got put together. Now, I'm not much of a musical guy.
Me neither. So I'm not into a musical, but here's what I think is maybe what's going to be great about it. Rachel Bloom is helping write the songs, and or one, as Vince, our camera dude, says, just one of the songs, but it might be the best one, and we don't really need a whole lot in a musical. Please, not like 18 songs. But she does Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, so she is the Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. If you have watched that show on Fridays, actually I think it's the season finale this Friday, so watch that. But she's really funny and her songs are great. Also, I believe that the guy who wrote the music for La La Land, and I think it's some other, a very big Broadway play right now, is helping write the music. So, I mean, it could be pretty good.
Production-wise, I think it's smart. It's something that's hot right now because of the Hamilton stuff.
Yes.
And so everybody's trying to figure out a way to get in on that, and this is a good way for them.
Yeah, if it's like what's the NBC ones or something.
Sure, yeah.
Not into those.
I'm excited to see how it comes out.
Yeah.
The coolest thing though that I've seen on the internets this week is Rick Cosnett is on the set, and there's a chair with his name on it. If you know Rick Cosnett, that's Eddie. Eddie. He's been gone from season 1. He died at the end of season 1, and I have been saying literally, like, I would say 80% of flash chats and super chats, I mentioned I want Eddie to come back. And hey, going into the Speed Force, like I see how this could maybe happen because we don't know exactly, well, he died, but then his body got sucked up right into the whirlpool thing. So we don't know exactly what happened to him. There's all the thoughts of him being Cobalt Blue, which is a character in the comic books. Could he be back? Maybe. Well, yes, he is. I don't know what he's doing, if he's just in a flashback or what. But come on, that would be great. I really want Eddie to come back.
So far, I feel that the cardinal rule of Flash is that nobody gets to have a relationship except for Barry.
True.
And so Eddie coming back
he could just come back.
Maybe.
And that would really stir the pot with the West Allen shippers.
Oh boy.
It's just going to end up in him dead again because Barry's the only one that gets to have a relationship.
Come on back, Eddie, you're going to die.
Yeah. Just for the finale. Right?
Yeah, that's it.
If there's one character that you could see come back, who would it be?
That's a tough one.
Yeah, that is.
I do like Robbie Amell's character, Firestorm.
I have to think about that.
That'd be the biggest, I think.
Yeah.
Is seeing more Firestorm and not alternate Earth evil Firestorm. Like having the guy still exists the way he was.
Yeah, he was cool.
Yeah.
Also, the real Harrison Wells. I'm like a big champion of. I wish that guy would appear. The original Star Labs Earth 1 Harrison Wells that the bad guy took. Yeah, that would be cool. I would like to see that. Supergirl this week has delved into a romance that I think a lot of people aren't feeling it, but a lot of us like Mon-El, so I'm calling it Carmine. I don't know what, I think some people online are calling it Carmel, but Mon-El's character, how do you feel about Mon-El in general?
I think in general that the character is, that they have followed suit and had her develop a relationship.
Yeah.
And that's something that's happened in other shows that are out there. Teen Wolf has bridged that same gap as well in a lot of their character relationships.
But they haven't developed. Like they've developed a relationship, but it's a link.
Yeah, it's slowly. It's a slow burn.
Do you like him as a superhero?
He's okay.
He's okay. Like I'm not like yeah. I'm just like.
I like him as comedic relief.
Yeah. Yes.
He's doing a good job there.
Sure.
Yeah, he's kind of like frat bro kind of. I like his character.
And they introduced Tyler Hoechlin as Superman, and so he's poor man's Superman.
Right.
And he's going to have a hard time getting out of that shadow.
Yeah.
We've already seen what Superman looks like.
I think though you put him in a Superman shirt and like people would be okay with it. I mean like a Superman outfit. He did say in the episode something about he is like another Superman. So I was like, I wonder if that's something that they will go with and give him. Do you think he'll get a costume?
That's what I was gonna think. I was gonna say, well, it sounds like they're leading up to his story.
Yeah.
So I can predict maybe
little hints.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Like just little hints and things that will, lead up to it. Obviously.
They're not going to leave him running around in jeans and a leather jacket.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
They're going to do something.
Some glasses.
Like,
like tech, like science glasses.
That's right.
I like Mon-El's character, and I think they are doing a good job on Supergirl with that aspect.
Sure.
One question about Supergirl this season is, what is the conflict? Like, there's not one. I mean, we had Cadmus a little bit, but where'd it go? And then
I think that is it's another slow burn, another slow burn relationship with who they're going to reveal as like the big bad, so to speak, for this season.
That's true.
I think because
we don't have one yet.
you have organizations. You have Cadmus versus what's John Jones's the Martian Manhunter heads up.
Oh right, yeah. I don't.
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Mainly this show kind of hinges on those two going back and forth with each other. Those two groups, those government agencies or whatever, and seeing who's the bad guy behind. The scene, so the Wizard of Oz, so to speak, for the situation.
behind the curtain.
Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly. But we haven't seen much of that being developed. I mean, it is a slow burn. I do like that, as I've mentioned. I like the developed plot. I don't really know. I haven't seen like clues. But I mean, in this episode, I think maybe something that's going to be happening is the Martians are coming, the white Martians. So that might be something that will be kind of coming up towards the rest of the spring season.
Well, plus I think that Jimmy is your link to Cadmus, even though they haven't been brought up or mentioned a whole lot this season. Because I mean, like I said in the comic books, he comes from Cadmus.
That's true.
And so that may be where he finds his support system, since he's not getting it from Supergirl right now.
Right.
She doesn't agree with him doing this. So.
How'd you feel about Livewire?
Cool reappearance. Like I like the character. It seemed like it was a prop.
Want to see what Livewire reminds me of? She reminds me of, if you guys seen The Princess Bride.
Oh my God.
Oh, yes.
That's all I went there, guys.
That didn't even come to my mind. That's crazy. Yes.
I mean, she looks better than the first few iterations of her, I think, in season 1. I believe it's season 1, but I don't know. I feel bad for the actress having to put the white makeup all over her face.
Yeah.
Doesn't do a whole lot for her. Okay. Yeah. But
at least the effects are good.
Yeah, she's a decent villain of the week, and I like that she had that. It was almost like a Captain Cold type situation where she had that bond. With Supergirl, she saved her. Now Supergirl, like they'll owe each other one. Supergirl said she is gonna get her though.
It feels a lot like that. That's a good analogy for her.
Yeah. They'd be a cute couple, Livewire and Captain Cold.
Oh.
We could be like Live Cold with their ship name.
There's a good poll right there.
Exactly.
Coldwire. Yeah. Arrow this season, I think it's better than last season, but I think with the whole like I said before, my biggest complaint is they're not developing things enough in these shows. The Laurel thing, when we see that Laurel, well, who we thought was Laurel, oh, Laurel is back. But it's really that Black Siren, evil Laurel from an alternate universe, which, okay, do you guys like Katie Cassidy as this Laurel or the other Laurel better?
I think I like her as the other.
Yeah.
You like her as the other?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I like her as this one. I think she does a better job of being kind of evil.
It's a little darker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I appreciate this character more, but I think they could have really developed that for a couple episodes.
That's even with the older one, I feel like all of a sudden, once again, it's kind of a Jimmy Olsen thing.
Yeah.
Like she jumped in, put on the costume, she had a few gadgets, you know, the scream and everything. And then all of a sudden she's straight into fighting the League of Assassins. And
Yeah.
it's a little weird.
Yeah, I just think, but that was even a slower burn than this is. This was like within like the first half hour of the show, you figure out it's not really her.
Yeah.
And then she's fighting with Prometheus. So I think they just could have done more with that, especially since it was such a cliffhanger. And you know, when it's like the episode starts, and then 3 minutes in, you kind of already know by the way she's talking that like she gives it away. Like, this is not the same Laurel. It wasn't that easy. So I wish that they would have developed that longer. A couple things I wanted to bring up about Arrow this season. Mr. Terrific's costume. Look at it here. What are you doing?
Oh my goodness.
I mean, is that from the comic books, I'm assuming? Is
The references from that, yeah, but it doesn't translate very well.
It doesn't translate well to a human. In your professional cosplay opinion.
And I'm just looking at it, I'm like, oh my gosh, who did that?
I know.
Cut out some cardboard, right?
Right, I know. I'm thinking, I'm like, what?
And think about it. You're about to go fight crime. You're gonna quickly cornrow your hair and then paint a T on your face.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't. And Echo Cullen was such a cool dude, and he's got like a cool look about him, and just do something different with that.
Gosh.
Arrow's costumes are a little. His is cool.
Yeah.
If the guy's going to jump off the ledge and call himself Mr. Terrific, this is for the comic book guy also, he's going to be a little ridiculous.
Yes, ridiculous is good, but I think this is like.
But that's just like really ridiculous.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much ridiculousness. I'm not a big fan of Team Arrow. Can't keep them all straight, to be honest. Like, I watch Arrow every week, and this is what I've had trouble with this season. Who each person is on the team, and like I don't remember all their names, and I know the girl left and she turned on them. And then the flashbacks, I don't know what is happening in these flashbacks. I'm so excited for them to maybe hopefully be done next season. But I know that they're getting somewhere. I just feel like they're a little drawn out. He's just being beaten in a wig all the time. Is how I'm seeing it. So we see now Talia al Ghul was introduced at the very end of last week's episode. So I guess watch tonight at 8 to find out more about Talia al Ghul. But I'm thinking that this might be Prometheus's link. Like, this is where, because we still don't know who Prometheus is, and he mentioned a fighting style he learned when he was over in Russia, and which is probably this Talia al Ghul. And everybody's excited to see her on the show. But I think maybe it took to this point to get to where these plots intertwine, like why we're seeing this. And so I'm curious to see where it goes, but the flashbacks. Do you guys like Arrow flashbacks?
I like flashbacks when they're used properly. This is too much. It's like putting too much salt on your steak. There's no reason for that.
Yes,
So I think that if they're handled properly, then yes. As a filmmaker, that's
It
my
seems like they
opinion on
juggle around a
flashbacks.
lot, and that's why, as a viewer, I'm watching it, and I'm kind of like, what was this? And then next thing you know, it's a flashback, then you're back. I'm just...
Yeah,
especially if you happen to miss an episode. God forbid. But if you happen to miss an episode, man, it can really throw you out of whack.
It really can. And I feel like also sometimes, like I guess like from a cosplay perspective, I feel like if it's too much, and when someone says, oh, but do you remember about this? And you're like, oh, like scratching your head, because it's just, it's really overwhelming. And quite frankly, I just...
And the names
it just gets me upset.
Yes, I just can't follow along with it. So, I mean, I follow the flashbacks in other seasons decently, but I just think these are a little gratuitous. I don't think all of them are necessary. We don't have to be flashing back a million times. Maybe it's like one at the beginning. Maybe one spark at the end.
Exactly.
Yes.
Build it up a little bit.
I'm not saying I should write these shows. I think they're good shows. They're strong, but I do have some critiques this year. And then we saw that they're wanting to train a new Black Canary. and conveniently we flashed to, I think it was like Hub City or something, and there was a girl who is great potential for being a black canary because she has like kind of a cry. And she's physically violent. So what do you guys think? Do we need another black canary? Is it kind of kill it when there's
if they're going to build it like that, like if they're going to get us interested in a side character and then develop her as Black Canary, I can get behind it. But if they're just going to throw another one at us, throw another one in the mix and just expect us to catch on and go along for the ride, I'm not going to enjoy it very much.
Do you have a favorite Black Canary?
To be honest with you, I'm not a fan of Black Canary at all.
No.
Yeah, like
we don't have Black Canary fans here.
I like Laurel's sister when she was doing it.
I did too. I like Sarah Lance's
Legends of Tomorrow started and she's gone. So.
She is. She's White Canary now.
Yeah. So
I liked Sarah as it. Yeah. Well, you can watch here to find out more. We're gonna get a new Black Canary tonight at 8. And make sure you find Carolina's Pod Force 5. All these 3 plus 2 more will be on on the show. Make sure you check it out and check out Kona Kyoto Cosplay at Facebook. Lots going on with them this season. I'm excited for you. I can't wait to tune into the podcast. Remember, tonight at 9 is the premiere of The 100, and then tomorrow you can check out episode 2 of Riverdale, which is a fun show. So if you haven't watched it yet, give it a look-see. And that is all. Subscribe to us, WCCB Charlotte, on YouTube channel so you don't miss any of these lovely super chats if you're not watching live. And we will see you next week. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.